Okay, cool. I'm excited to show you what we got going on here. What we've configured and got set up for those taking absence as exempt employees. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen here. All right, let's see here. I have to make sure I get the right window. All right, awesome. So from here, you should be able to see the Workday. So we're signed in as Max manager. He's the manager. He's an exempt employee who wants to take some vacation time. So I'm going to walk you through what that looks like, how that and how that happens. And if you have any questions, let us know. I'd be happy to answer as we go if they're simple. Um, and if they're a little bit more complex, I might just have push them to different parts of the presentation where they make a little bit more sense to fit them in. And we'd also be happy to answer questions after. So today I'm going to demonstrate like what it looks like to request a time off on the desktop, and then we're going to transition over to the mobile app to briefly show what it looks like there. I'm also going to show, after I've showed you how to request it, I'll show you how to edit time offs, just because you'll probably want to make changes along the way. And so I can show you how that happens as well. So yeah, let's jump into it. So good morning on behalf of Max Manager. So Max Manager signs in. He is a manager, so he will see some requests and stuff, but he needs to get his stuff in. And so he's going to do that by going to the Absence app. To find that, he goes up to Menu in the top left corner, and then Absence right here. If you're not seeing Absence, there I would recommend clicking on Add Apps, type in Absence here, and you'll see there's a few other absence apps that you can use, Team Absence, Request Absence. If you find these helpful, that's awesome. But we're going to demo what it looks like for the Absence app. A lot of these can be found there as well, so you might not even need these extra ones. If you're not seeing it here, and you're not seeing it here on this main menu, that probably means that you don't have to record absence, sick and vacation. You're either a student who doesn't have a time off plan, contract worker, or a faculty member who doesn't report sick and vacation. If you're still not seeing that and you know you should be seeing it, you've talked with your manager, your department, and they're saying you should see that. Let your business partner know, and they'll get in contact with somebody to make sure there's nothing wrong going on with how your profile is set up in Workday. So we'd be happy to look into that for you. Fortunately, Max does have this app, so we're going to jump into it, and it'll bring us to the absence dashboard. And so on this dashboard, you're going to see a couple different things. So first off, request absence, that's what we're looking for. There's also manage absence. We're going to show you how to use that. This is the other tool that you're going to use most frequently. You might have request return from leave of absence. This will be used rarely. You probably won't ever use it unless you go on like a personal or professional development leave, maybe a parental leave, and even then, a lot of it's set up to automatically pull you from the leaves. Since we're concerned about sick and vacation time, let's click on request absence. You're going to see this pop up right here. So it's actually got a little bit, he's already requested it a little bit. You can see these green ones means he's had time approved. These dashed ones means that he's requested time, but it hasn't quite been approved yet. And so another thing you'll see, so this month right here, as well as these arrows, that helps you navigate to the days that you want to request time off for. So if you go back to December, you can see the December dates. Since we just went live, exempt employees are probably used to reporting time in the past. We are asking that people go back to December to request their time off. And so, yes, you can request time off in the past. You can go and request vacation time, and we ask you to do that for December. For everything January and on, we ask you to request time off when you know about it. So if you're making plans for the summer, you know the dates, feel free to jump in and request those days off to get them reserved now. So another cool feature is a date range here. So if you do a date range, you can actually select the full week. So let's say we wanted the 13th through the 17th. We can select those dates. We can type them in manually, whatever's most efficient so you can get that range. And if you do this, I do recommend just reviewing each day, making sure you got the right balance for each day during that period. So it might give you time off on weekends when you don't actually want that. I do believe we have it configured to take the weekends out, but I would just recommend just double checking here. Let's see here. So there's a couple questions already. Do you use the app to request approval for temporary remote work? So yes, you can use the app to request time offs, and so I can show you about how to do that. For temporary remote work, I think that's something slightly different. I'm not sure if that is something that you would request in Workday per se. But this is more for time offs that like are BYU benefits provided. So your sick vacation, you have like bereavement and jury duty as well that you would be able to request here. So I'm not sure if like a temporary remote work, you would request that here in Workday. But I'd talk to your manager, see what the process is there. And if he doesn't know, you would talk to the business partner or the ops specialist in your area to figure out if there's like a feature like that that they're wanting you to use in Workday, but you would not use it in this absence area. I do know that for sure. So recorded time for December here, even though we went live in December 21st. So yeah, so we do want time off requested in December. So that does go all the way back to the 1st. So if I were to bring this up, I'll just demonstrate you can take time off, clear back to the 3rd. I am now wondering if the worker profile for Max Manager is set up. So Max is not set up to go past the December 23rd because he was hired on the 21st. And so I'm going to be able to take off in like the 23rd, for example. So if I got that 3rd still requested. So I'm going to have to go back. Oh, keep clicking the wrong thing. So December the 23rd, so it's past that 21st date. So I will be able to request that time off during this period. And you should be able to request time off for this period all the way up to the 20th. And if you don't, I actually would like you to let me know, like message me. There's a couple of reasons it could be. You could have been hired after the 12th, for example, and so you can't see any time on the 2nd. Ideally, I believe there were some blackout periods that should have kept you out of the from being hired within that date range. But if you do have a scenario, a special case or something, let me know and we can figure that out. But yes, we do want you requesting your time off from the 2nd to the 13th in Workday. And so, or actually all the way to the 20th in Workday. And so the only people that won't have access to request time before that date are, again, people that have been hired with it sometime in December, or if they're working as an hourly employee under a biweekly work schedule or a pay schedule. And for those employees, they will be able to request anytime after the 21st. So the 21st and on. So just a note to answer that question there. So let's show you one more thing before we actually request a day. So that will be view balances. So Workday has this awesome feature that tells you how much sick and vacation time you have available. So the days of the Excel sheet that track all of this for you are gone. Workday will help do that for you. So if I click on view balances, there's the sick hours, there's the vacation hours. You can see Max has that available for him. Another cool feature um, that's available is let's see here. So if I were to jump forward, it calculates. So you can see now the sick is at 0. So that gives us a little bit of a clue to what these submitted time offs were. And you can even see it right there in black, the submitted sick time. So it's the 7th today, but I'm looking at the 29th, and it shows that the balance has been updated for the requests that I've made, which makes it super nice because now you don't have to, if you request time off in May, you want to know how much your balances will be in October, Workday is smart enough to calculate all of that for you. So just request the days and you can see how much time you have available. So again, we're going to go and request some time off some vacation time off. We're going to take it for this Thursday and Friday. So a cool tip or trick, you can click and drag. This is available on the desktop, but not the mobile. So we'll just use it here since we got it. So there's the 9 and 10. Let's click on continue. It'll ask us what type of absence we want, vacation time. So time off right here, that's where we're going to find vacation. So leaves and time off, they're considered different things in Workday. So time off is going to be your sick and vacation, bereavement, jury duty. Your leaves are going to be more your parental, maternity leave, professional development, and personal leaves. So we're going to go and request some vacation time. So you see it gives us 8 hours. Let's say we wanted to take one of those days as a half day. You don't edit the time here. You actually want to click on edit individual days. This will bring up a little pop-up window here. It'll allow us to select specifically which day we want to edit the hours on. So Thursday, we actually just want a half day. So I'm going to enter in 4, and we just want a half day here. So I'm going to put that there, half day. You can see 2 different comment boxes. The best practice is actually just to copy and paste the same comment into each box. This gives maximum visibility. These boxes can be audited so we can see what's inside. And so just keep that in mind, that just the comments just be general, yet specific to why you're taking the time off. If you don't think that the request needs a time comment, that's fine. We don't require them, but we do recommend them. So you can see the 4 hours here, Friday, it does 8 hours. You can also notice the comment that to approver stays, but then the comment here for this specific request goes away. So if you needed to add a comment for both days, you will need to go and make sure that's there. So this is everything we need. So we're going to go ahead and submit the request. Says success, request submitted. You can go to calendar. So this button here is actually the same thing as manage absence. And so I'm going to go ahead and just click on manage absence because this is probably what you're going to be more familiar with. So at this point, we've requested an absence, and it's been sent to the manager, so Max's manager. He needs to go and approve that for that final step. To go about doing that, we just need to go so we don't need to do anything else. Max, he's done with his piece of the puzzle. So the next question, the next thing we want to demo is how do you edit your absence? So let's say we requested the absence, but I made a mistake. I actually need to change that. So we're going to go to the calendar. So again, manage absence. You get there by clicking the menu and absence and clicking manage absence. I just want to take this moment. You can also search manage absence in the search bar, and that's something that you can request or you can get to through here. I'm going to click on the button and it'll bring us to our calendar. So I like this view a lot. this view gives us a little bit bigger picture and a little bit more visibility of what we're seeing. So the first thing I noticed is this time that was just dashed before is now solid, and it says sick time, so we can see exactly what it is without hovering our mouse over it. You can see the little black boxes pop up when I do hover my mouse over it. It gives us a little bit more granular detail. You can see holidays, the names of the holidays. You can see the green boxes is time off that I've already requested. And then there's the vacation time we just requested. So we're going to go, and so up here you can navigate between months. So we can go back to December. And here is what it looks like for December. There's the approved time in January, and the holidays, the Christmas holidays. So jump forward and you can see right here, it shows that same tool that we had on the other visualization, the request time or time off. We can use this to figure out how much our balances are going to be. So we jump to the 29th, it jumps and forward and edits our time there. So we can use this as a tool. Another awesome thing that this has that the other view didn't is requests. So you can click here and it shows you all of the time. So these are your requests for the past 6 months and for the next 12. So I can see all the way up to December of this year, as well as I can see back to any time I took in December last year. And so this is an awesome tool. It'll just show you a summary of what you've already requested. So we want to edit some time. So there's two ways that are going to be, you can edit time, and they depend completely on the status of the request, the leave request. So let's start out by showing you how to edit an approved time. So managers approve the time. How do you go about editing it? You can see right here, this green one, I click on it, it brings up this menu, it shows me details. Down here, these are the actions I can take on it. I can either cancel the absence completely or I can edit the absence. So since we're here, I'm going to show you edit. It brings up this box we're familiar with, where we can edit individual days. I can go in and I want a half day on Thursday, so I'm going to select 4. Half day, yeah, only took a half day. So just again, be specific, something your manager would understand, and paste it in both boxes. Since this is the day we edited, I don't need to add a comment here. I'm going to submit the request. The first thing you'll notice is the blocks separated. This is just a color thing. So the color difference between it, if I were to switch this to unsubmitted, they'd connect again. But you can see that this is grayed out. It needs to be approved by the manager. So that edit will be approved by the manager and we'll be good to go. So that cancel button, what does the cancel button do? So if you click on the gray boxes, it actually only gives you the cancel. It doesn't give you the edit time. And this is because of how Workday works, how it processes requests. So it's working on what's called a business process. So I initiate a business process. The next step is to have that approval. Well, we can't edit our request that's already been sent over to our manager. All it allows us to do is cancel the request. It's just a weird Workday quirk. But we're going to go ahead and show what it looks like to cancel. So I click cancel, it gives us the comment, and we say no longer needed. And then I click OK. And you can see that absence will drop off. And so that's very nice, very efficient, easy to take care of. And so that is how you edit time offs in Workday. So I've shown you how to request time off, and I've shown you how to edit time offs in Workday. So Max Manager can now manage what he has when it comes to requesting sick and vacation. Let's see here. So there's another question. So how do you request partial hours? Um, so since it only accepts full hours. So the BYU policy for exempt employees has always been just full hours. If you do need to take a partial hour, I would just work that out with managers. Just say, hey, like I'll be off for this time. But right now you have to be able to request like a full hour. That's just the policy and what it's been for exempt employees. It is different for non-exempt employees. For non-exempt employees, they are able to request partial hours. So this has to do with their need to report time. They are able to get overtime and whatnot, and so they're able to request partial time. And this has been what it has been in PeopleSoft all along as well. So if you need a partial hour, hopefully you're an hourly employee and you're going to be able to go out 2 decimal points to do that. Otherwise, it's just full hours. That's just the BYU policy. So now let's jump over to the mobile app. If there aren't any questions, we can come back to the desktop if needed. But I'm going to jump over to the mobile app and demo what it looks like from that view. Just one moment. All right, there we go. So we are now, yeah, we are now demoing the mobile app. So this is what Max Manager sees when he signs in. He's got announcements, recommendations, and apps. You can see absence is in the center app. That's just because I've used it frequently. Your most frequently apps pop up in that Let's Get Started. So if you don't see it there, I'll show you where to go first. So that will be down. So down in the bottom left corner of the screen, you have home. And then next to that says apps. We're going to tap on the apps button and it brings up the different apps. So absence is alphabetical. It'll be up in the top left corner. And so you can scroll down, up and down, but it'll be up in the top left corner. So if you don't see that, just scroll up and you should find it. So let's tap on the app and it brings us to this calendar that we are familiar with. So this calendar, yeah, so we can edit the calendar right away. Just some things to point out. Balances up in the top right corner. It's a little tab you can tab over and see balances. So this feature is available on mobile. So we check January. Oh, there goes our sick time. You can see that right there. And then, so what do I have on the 7th? I've got 40 hours of sick, but vacation 28. So just a side note, I don't know if I mentioned this as I was requesting. So since I do have sick time submitted in the future, I actually wouldn't be able to request sick time until I've started accruing more sick time. And so, so that's just a little thing to note. Because I've already requested it for the future, I can't request it today. So again, we're going to do vacation time. So I just swiped back over to the main screen, the little calendar. Again, we can see December, past months. You can see future months. You can see the blue dots represent holidays. The green circles are approved time. Dash circle is time that has been submitted, but not approved. If I had an employee out on a sick or uh, a time off or a leave of absence, these blue dots would be more prevalent on my screen. If I tap on it, it'll tell me the New Year's Day. Or if I tap on the 25th, you can see there's the Christmas holiday. So just the thing to note, if you did have teammates or have absence requested, you'd be able to see that on this calendar via the blue dots. So the next thing I draw your attention to the bottom left corner. So you've got new requests on the right, and then on the left says date range. So date range allows us to select date ranges. So if you wanted to request time off in December, you can just type it in with the date range. You don't have to click all the way over to December to do that. It allows you just to submit that right here. I'm going to close out of this, close up in the top left instead of requesting down at the bottom. We're going to discard. All right, so now I'm going to tap on 2 days here. So the 9th and 10th. Let's request those again. I stepped away from my computer, so now I need to request them on my phone. So I tap those 2 days, and down in the bottom right corner says request 2 days. I'm going to tap on that there, and it gives us our different options. We can search vacation or from time off. We can tap on time off. It brings us here, and we just request vacation. It's going to bring us our little pop-up menu just like before. Here we can edit the vacation, the duration, 8 hours. Since again, it is 2 days, that duration, if I edit it there, it will edit both days. But let's say we only wanted to request one, just like we did before. Down at the bottom, details per day is where we're going to go. So not submit, we're not going to submit yet. We're going to tap on details per day. So it brings us over to this next screen. So on this screen, we've got the 8 hours for Thursday, 8 hours for Friday. Let's edit Thursday. So I tap right on Thursday and it brings me here. I tap there and I want to take 4 hours. And there we go. And so that's all we need to do. We tap done up in the top. You can also see the little arrow. If we needed to move down between the days, you can tap the little arrows there. I'm just toggling back and forth. But we're good to go. I like both days. So we're going to tap done. It's going to bring us back to this screen. Again, I can tap on Friday if I wanted to edit that. In this case, no, I don't need to. We can add comments here and whatever we need. Let's see, instructional information, that's just going to be blank. That's just for another feature. We can add attachments if we needed to, but for right now, we're just going to click submit. Oh, so another thing, comment to approver. So this is the comment box that we were talking about before. Again, you're going to want to put comments on the individual days that you edit to be specific. So I'm going to click done there. We don't need comments for this, so I'm going to tap submit. So submitting this, it says Sloan, senior leader, that's the manager. For Max manager, he's up next. Tap on the screen and it goes away. And you can see that updates with the dots around the requests. All right, so that is how you request absence on the mobile app. So it's a pretty simple process, very similar to what you see on the desktop. And so if you have any questions, let me know. We're going to move into showing you how to edit these requests here. And then we'll open things up for questions. So yeah, so let's see. So the corrections are actually going to happen on the same page here. So I'm going to jump back to the home screen just to remind you of like how to get there. On the home screen down in the bottom left, you have apps. We tap on that. Up in the top left, we have absence. And it brings us to the calendar. To make edits, we just tap on the days we need to correct. So again, we tap here, tap vacation, and it opens up the request for that to be edited. So down at the bottom, you can see request or the little trash can for cancel absence. If I tap on edit, it allows me to edit this. We're going to change this to 4 hours, just like we did with the other day. We're taking 2 half days. It's around the holiday, so that's what we did. We still had to do some work. So I changed that duration. And you notice since we're only editing 1 day is available to edit. It only gives us we don't get that details per day button. And so if you need that button, you'll see like I'll show you there's a cancel, like if we need the 2 days to have that option. So Let's go ahead and submit this. And again, there's our success. It brings us back to this page. So you can actually see right there the two absence, like I was talking about on the desktop, those two absences, since they're in the same status, they're going to pair them together so that we can manage both items together. So it says cancel absence. We don't want to do that. We actually are done with everything here. So we're going to want to close this. So up in the top left, it says close. We're going to tap that close and it's going to bring us back to this calendar. So let's say we did want to cancel one. Let's cancel the 9 and 10. So I'm going to tap both days. I only have to tap one down at the bottom to bring up both of them. And so that's what I did there. We're going to tap cancel absence. That will allow us to act on both items. We do need to put it in a little comment here. So no longer needed. And we can tap done to successfully cancel that. So it says success canceled. And as we tap away, you're going to see those two circles disappear. And so those are the two ways that you can go about editing your time on the mobile app. All right. And so hopefully that answers a lot of your questions on how to request and edit absence requests in Workday.